Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So I'm going to compare the iPad Pro 11 cameras against the OnePlus 6T. Now some people have said that the iPads, they should just ditch the cameras all around, but I beg to differ because I feel like if you are wanting to edit on the go, shoot video, the iPad Pro is definitely the tablet for you. So let's get into this comparison video with the iPad Pro versus the OnePlus 6T's cameras. Let's see how this turns out. All right, so here's the front-facing video on the iPad Pro 11. Really enjoying the microphones that the iPad has. It has several microphones for audio recording, so the footage is just ridiculous, man. Also, on an iPad, you get a much bigger field of view because you got a bigger screen, so you can kind of see more in view. But what do you think about the quality of the front camera on the iPad Pro 11? All right, so here is the front camera on the OnePlus 6T. And both of these, the tablet and the 6T, record in 1080p. But the difference is the iPad Pro has 60 frames per second on the front camera, opposed to the 30 frames per second from the 6T. But nonetheless, the quality is what you should be looking at here. And what do you think about the quality on the front camera of the 6T? Let me know. All right, this is a test for sure because this is a very windy day out. And you're going to get a chance to see how these actually perform, man. This is crazy how windy it is. I'll make this video a little bit shorter because it is a windy day out, and I don't know how the microphones are going to hold up on either one of these devices. But here you go. Yeah. All right, now here's the OnePlus 6T. Giving me that warning on the screen that you guys can't see. That I can only record in 4K at 60 frames per second for 5 minutes. It's horrible. Quick samples, folks, man, because it's windy out here and I don't want to put out this windy, loud video. All right, now here's a sample in 1080p at 60 FPS from the rear of the iPad Pro 11. This tablet is just awesome, man, by the way. I know the iPad probably will sound better, but I don't know how it's going to sound for canceling out noise because it has more microphones. There you go. All right, here's 1080p 60 FPS now from the OnePlus 6T. My man FedEx, they stay on deck over here. It's busy on the street today. Anyway, 1080p at 60 FPS. All right, guys, so after looking over the footage, you know what I'm saying, I looked it over from both devices. And personally, I think the iPad Pro 11 cameras beat out the OnePlus 6T on both fronts, front and rear. Because probably I like the iPhone XS Max and the iPhone XR. I like the new iPhone cameras a little bit better than the OnePlus 6T's cameras. And to my understanding, those are the cameras that are in the iPhone, they're in the iPad. So I didn't want to judge ahead of time, like to say that they were going to be better off the jump. But I will say, I really like it. I like the cameras better. I like the way that it produces the footage a little bit better. Now, I will say that the iPad Pro's microphones, while having more microphones, it doesn't come across as loud and clear as the OnePlus 6T, but the OnePlus 6T's microphones sound a little tinty compared to the iPad Pro 11's microphones. The iPad Pro, I believe, has more microphones for canceling and everything like that. So in this same setting, the OnePlus 6T sounded really tinty. And the iPad sounds natural. Like you can hear the tones of my voice, everything. So I decided, I think this one kind of goes to the iPad Pro 11. Some people feel like you should eliminate cameras from iPads. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I personally feel like the iPad Pro is a pro, because you can edit the entire footage. You can do everything right on the tablet and then produce it off into your website or whatever you want to do with it, which is what I'm doing with this video. Hit up smartphoneconversations.com and you'll too be able to see the difference in this footage. You're watching this on YouTube, that's fine, but hit up smartphoneconversations.com to see my latest post. But I like that the front camera on the iPad is just like the iPhone. It could do 60 frames per second. So I tested this iPad last night, and this is the front camera on the iPad. I'm basically doing the video with the iPad, but I tested the iPad last night on a live stream. So I put in my AirPods, and I just did a live stream. I streamed for a little over an hour, and it only lost about 10%. that it didn't get hot, nothing. I didn't use any kind, I just did the front camera just like this, put on the AirPods. Audio was good on there, quality was good. Now that determines, YouTube is gonna make things look bad sometimes, but you know, I gotta tell you, looking at this viewfinder, this is why I always keep an iPad on deck. And I've got other tablets, you know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering how the Pixel Slate will be able to handle itself against the iPad Pro 11. And the 12.9 will be the same thing, folks. They got the same cameras. Everything is going to be the same, and it looks the same, just a little bit bigger. So there you have it, man. That's my take on it. I feel like the iPad just crushed the 6T. Not bad. It just, I prefer the footage over the 6T in this setting. Now you could go to a different setting and it could look completely different. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a testament that I think tablets are still here. At least the iPad is. I think Apple, as long as they keep creating tablets, I'm going to probably get one. So it's your man, Jay Will. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for joining me in this quick test. Take care.